Hey guys, today I'm gonna talk about my experience, more likely presenting virtually, appearing for my conference, cybersecurity conference virtually, and defending my research virtually. So it was everything just happened virtually this year, isn't it? And also, I'm gonna bring here my experience of appearing to different jobs, interviews. Uh, that also happened virtually. So I know you guys would be more excited to hear the interview stuff, but let's cover both. Okay, so if I say my virtual presentation, defense presentation, or my cyber security research uh, conference presentation is more likely same, where I got like a time frame of 25 to 30 minutes where I had to present the topic, and I did. And in the conference, they asked me to record and just upload, and they played it in the time slot that was allotted to me. And after that, whereas in my defense presentation, it was a call where I was connected to the panel, the judging panel, and they where I had to present live. So the time frame was same and the content was more likely same, but there was a little bit different here and there. But because it was the same paper that I had to present both at both places, so the content was more likely same. And after that, there was the discussion that I had with all the faculty members that joined, along with anybody who had any like different question apart from the jury. So I went. It went for around 45 minutes to 1 hour. So the whole presentation, along with the question answer round, was more likely, would say, 1.5 hour to 1.5, more than 1 hour 45 minutes around. So it was like something like that. And my the conference presentation was not that long. It was 20 minutes, and then they asked me a couple of questions. So this sucks, right, to hear that they were like, the scenario is completely different when you're presenting in a conference and when you're presenting virtually, because uh, I didn't get that feel, because I wasn't able to connect with different people. That you get an option, like not an option, like an opportunity, I would say, an opportunity where you could connect with people, make different contacts, talk about different researches that are happening. That's kind of attractive thing, right, about the conferences. But it kind of didn't happen with me, because I presented in this pandemic, so it was all virtual. We had to stay home. You cannot connect with people. You can, there was a group, but you don't know people, right? So it's kind of awkward to talk, like chat. So anyways, this was it. And when I talk about my interviews, so I appeared for sense. This is the biggest advantage, I would say. Like, you can appear for any interview worldwide, so it's gonna happen virtually. So I was an eastern part of Canada, like completely. I was in the Atlantic part, and I was in New Brunswick, and I applied for jobs all across Canada, from West Coast to Ontario, and like everywhere. So I appeared for different interviews in Vancouver and Toronto and Calgary and also Ottawa, but I opted for Ottawa. I didn't wanted to like travel that far, and I always wanted to move to Ottawa from the very starting. So I got the job here and I moved. So the process of all the companies, when you talk about security, it can be different, but it would revolve around the tech stack. So again, wherever you are applying, you have to just remember the tech stack. And since I appeared for the cybersecurity exam and everything, so I was and my master's was in cybersecurity, and I had experience back home in working as a developer in security. So I kind of had that thing already in my mind, how it's going to be like. So it was not scary for me, but it is actually nerve-wracking, I know. So um, for few companies there are coding questions where you have to prepare for coding rounds. So that happened with me too, and I'm comfortable in coding. That's not a problem. But I was more inclined towards, like, working in security. So my interview was not that much coding intense. It was more about security intense, I would say, where you have to assess different um logs, and you have to find out what's the problem, like why the attack is happening, how can you fix this, what would be the vulnerability associated, what is the CVE, or if you're aware of the MITRE attack, um, you know frameworks and the different NEST framework or ISO 2700 framework, so all 27,000 frameworks, so all those things. So this is how it happened with me. Like, I was given I appeared for a few of the coding rounds as well, where it was like not that difficult. It was general questions, but the important thing that I want to bring here is the logs, where you had to attend, like, so the log I was given, I could find out it was the directory traversal attack, where the access was given that easy because the directory traversal uh, was not removed, and person could, like, it's a very important thing that for you to know how the directory traversal or path traversal attacks happen. So for different languages there are different configuration settings that you have to keep in mind. So when you talk about like PHP, we know that PHP is a secure language, but when it comes to deploying it on, like, the using the XAMPP server, and XAMPP or WAMP server, you can write the URL on the local host and you keep on navigating. So you have to get rid of it. You have to remove that configuration from the setting conf file. So you have to yeah, so that was that. So I got that thing. It was not difficult for me. I could get it very easy. So the next round was like more difficult, where I was given the different rules, firewall rules, and how and what is happening on different, like, I was given a network where I could have to find out which node was malicious, which agent I had to look into, and so I could. So that was a more it was not log based. It was like the whole scenario based question. So they gave me access to their internal structure. Like, it was you can say a small setup made for testing the new people. So this is that I had to appear, and then it got cleared. There was not big deal. Then I had like a face-to-face interview with the panel of 3 people, and they asked me different questions regarding my experience, starting with the experience and my research. And if something happens to the machine, and you get to know with the logs that it is malicious, what you're going to do. So you have to there's mostly the endpoints associated with agents. You have to remember that, and you have to dig into the agent log, and you have to find out what is, if it's a configuration fault, or if it's out of baseline, why is that. So all that process. So there was that. And the main important thing that attracted all the employers is because I got to, like, whatsoever offers that I got, I was always very adamant about baselining the security and baselining every employer's behavior, which is very important, because you have to baseline how this system is working. So this was the important thing you have to remember while you talk about. And then when you talk about baselining, so what is it? So and how it can be, like, configured in your environment, and how or why the monitoring your network is important, why you need to set up the firewall rules. We all know how to set up the firewall rules, but how it can be bypassed? Are you able to track all the VPNs? Because now everything is happening remotely, so you have private network set up, then you have to you have all the endpoints that are connecting to your network are recognized, are not or recognized or not. So are you keeping your VPN like the IP static, or they are dynamic, and how they are allocated? So it's better to keep static sometimes, and it's like it has pros and cons, so you should know that. So like it was like it gets more and more intense with the level of knowledge you have. The aim of employer is to get to know how well versed you are with the tech stacks. And if they dig you deep until you are like you don't have answer, you just keep on, there's a point where you don't know what to answer, you start making up things. So at that point they try to judge you. So it's better for you to know like the deep knowledge about every stuff. I won't say that having prior knowledge is like you should have work experience to get a job. No, you should have knowledge of if this is happening, why, and how it would where to look into. You don't have to be very very good at it, but you should have like a basic baseline set up for yourself when you talk about these things. So this was it, and this was my experience. And please write comments if you have any questions. I would love to answer your questions about the thesis presentation, or the conference presentation, or even I could help you in getting any workarounds with the interviews. So I would love to help. So let me know, and please subscribe, like, share, comment to my channel. Thank you. Have a great day.